And welcome back. Well, there's an interesting experiment going on at the Long Island Game Farm in Manorville. Take a look at this video here. Lemurs learning how to paint on a canvas. That's right. They're being taught by an animal behavioralist who's conducting a study on whether painting could help to ease the strain of animals being held in captivity at recreational game farms and zoos.
I think it's wonderful to enrich the lives of animals and make their lives better. Anything that can be done to make the lives of zoo animals better is fantastic.
And so far, take a look, some surprisingly good results from the artistry that's resulting from these lemurs, also in landing some tasty and rewarding snacks as a result. Their completed paintings being featured in the Game Farm gift shop, and people were fascinated. They thought maybe, come on, this can't be real. But then while we were there, we saw a few strokes. Joining us now is the young woman who's been shepherding this unusual research. She is Emma Hollowell, the animal behavioralist running the lemur experiment at the Long Island Game Farm. And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So we have some aspiring artists in the lemur population there?
Yeah, we do. We have two painting lemurs as of now, Coco and Einstein, who's living up to his name pretty well.
Einstein, no kidding. And here's one result right here that we put on a stand so people could enjoy it. And that was done from lemurs basically stroking away there.
Pretty much. They still have a little training to go where we're trying to teach them to just put the paintbrush down on the canvas, smear it around a little bit.
You get them to paint your apartment eventually,
yeah,
no?
I mean, hopefully that'd be nice.
Well, is it just trained behavior that we're seeing here? Is it like the old example we learned in school, you know, the Pavlovian response of a dog responding to a dinner bell?
Kind of, yeah, where we've clicker trained them just like you could clicker train a dog, which means that once they do something really nice, you can click and give them a treat, and they learn that they're doing something really nice.
But in that there, I loved how the lemur just grabbed the paintbrush out of your hand.
Yeah, that's Einstein. It started out where we held out a paintbrush and we taught him if he touches his nose to it, then he gets a treat, and that's fun for him. He loves grapes, so it's good.
What is a lemur? People aren't really sure, including I wasn't sure.
So lemurs are kind of like monkeys. They're not quite the same, but they're primates just like us. They've got thumbs and fingernails, and they're off in their own little section of the family.
They seem highly intelligent.
Yeah, pretty much, where they're not as intelligent as monkeys would be, but they're still pretty good.
Are you getting a sense that they know they're doing something in order to get this treat?
They definitely know to grab the paintbrush and, you know, not go for the fruit that's in my other hand. They know to do their little duty, and then I give them a little treat.
I was kind of surprised, I got to tell you, at some of the results. Or is that just in a, you know, like modern art, you know, splash anything up on a canvas and it looks good?
No, that's what we're calling it right now. People are like, why can't you paint something with them? And I'm like, they're going through their modern art phase, and they're pretty. Well,
so now how is this going to help? You know, animals that are held in recreational captivity, like game farms and zoos, we all love to go to these places and see the animals and learn about them. But there isn't a person who doesn't go there, doesn't think, oh, you know, shouldn't they be able to roam free? I mean, what does that do to them, being held in these places that we go to see them, to enjoy them?
Yeah, so a lot of animals in captivity have something that we call the stereotypy, which is an abnormal, repetitive behavior that doesn't seem to have a function. And that's, if you see a lion pacing back and forth or a bear that's rocking, it's an indicator of stress, a possible indicator of stress.
What can that do to them? It can be like with us, right? It can physically harm you and shorten your life, make them get sick.
Definitely. There's also a significant decrease in reproduction, which could be a very, very bad case for animals that are endangered. So the lemurs that we're working with now are critically endangered.
Well, what inspired your research? What made you think this would work?
We saw it in other zoos where there's an elephant that can paint an elephant onto a canvas, and so they're not quite there yet. We're hoping someday.
I have to get the elephants in over there.
Yeah, but there's something that's called environmental enrichment, which is toys, ways to stimulate some natural behaviors that they would have in the wild, and training is a way to kind of keep their minds going a little bit.
And what will you do with your research once you're done with it?
Yeah, I'm hoping to put it out so that other people can learn from it, just like I've learned from the past studies that I've read, and hopefully just make a little bit of a difference.
Well, you're painting up a storm over there, and we're loving it. It's great, and people who love these animals are glad to see them be stimulated in positive ways like this. We hope we're doing some good.
Yeah.
At least it shows we're aware of, you know, what could be happening to them as a result of being in these places for our pleasure.
Definitely, and a lot of kids seem to connect with it really well, where they think, I paint at home, and now these lemurs are painting. It's really cool. And so they're learning that we should have respect for these animals in captivity, have a good time with them.
If a lemur could do it, right?
Yeah, why
can't you? Emma Hollowell, Long Island Game Farm, thanks for sharing some animal art with us today.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for having me.